Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the fact finder. So the fact finder is an art. I know men who've retired as kings because they coined an elegant and efficient fact finder, and DI is no exception. Every case should have the following basic set of information. 1. Name. 2. Date of birth. 3. Sex. 4. Occupation. 5. Income. So we're going to kind of run through those a little bit. A name is obviously for filing and just quick lookup on your own, for your ease of your own business. 2 is date of birth, and that's going to be for actuarial purposes. Obviously, the premium is going to be tied to age. The older you are, the more likely you are to become disabled, so higher rates. 3 is sex, and that's also for actuarial purposes. Gender-based pricing is a reality here as far as morbidity risk goes. And 4 is occupation. That's where things get a little bit tricky. We're going to dive into this in a lot more detail in the occupational underwriting section, but just know that excruciating detail goes a long way here, especially in the case of the person who identifies as an executive or a business owner or sales or consultant. The question really that we want to ask is, who are you really? Income is also important. A real estate agent making $60,000 is not going to be the same risk as a real estate agent making $450,000. Just not the same person, not the same risk. These details can help identify the best, most accurate rate class. Those are the basics, but there's actually more info that might be really helpful. As it relates to income, yes, try to get this year's income, but aim for previous years as well. Sometimes a big drop can result in a postpone of the issuance of a policy. And sometimes it's due to a career change or something like that. So all that is important and will be discovered in the underwriting process. Remember, these underwriters are sleuths. Sleuths, I tell you. Business ownership is also a big one. Sometimes we can upgrade their OC class, the benefits, and or offer a discount. So be sure to ask your, for the percentage of the ownership, for how many years owned, as well as how many full-time employees there are. And last but certainly not least is health information. No one likes surprises, least of all your client, who is wasting their time and your time if you can't deliver a solid indication of their insurability before they go through all the steps of applying. So spare yourself and us and the carrier the fruitless endeavor of going through all of that when it could have been stopped right at the get-go. So if you're advising on other lines of coverage or finances in general, it's also extremely helpful to understand their reliance, the client's reliance, or potential for using other income sources. We're going to go through this more in the next segment, a lot more, but don't shy away from asking about stock options, investment income, pension, or even group benefits. All that stuff is actually really important in understanding what the income deficiencies are in the event of a disability. So as mentioned before, underwriters are going to find this out anyway, so it's just I just picture little minions out there just kind of like sifting through all the client's data and the computer and their personal belongings. But don't worry, it's not quite that invasive, but they do have their tricks to properly identify risk. So let's get out in front of it. Thanks.